Ladies and gentlemen, the title race has officially begun. City, who everybody thought was out and done in this Premier League title race, has just come back. Chelsea nil, Manchester City 3. It's not often we do a rival watch, but this one was important because I need to talk about a certain winger who, when he came into the Premier League, everybody was questioning, oh, is he good enough? He's coming from the French league, he's just overhyped, he's too lazy, he doesn't run. Rayan Cherki, outstanding footballer, the best winger in the Premier League, shows us again that he is the best winger in the Premier League. That second half masterclass from Cherki, with his passing, with his vision, with his nonchalance, the thing that makes him that player, right? And that really got City the win, because the cross for Nico O'Reilly's header, first of all, was pure brilliance, outstanding. Had anybody else been on that ball, we probably would have seen the ball go out of play, or somebody would have tried challenging a man just like DOKU would. But Rayan Cherki knew exactly what to do. And we're not going to hype up anything, but what we're seeing right now is Man City absolutely back to their demolishing best. They beat Arsenal 2-0 in the cup final. They beat Liverpool 4-0. Again, that because of a second half performance. Today, the first half wasn't quite there. Chelsea still had their chances. They had a couple of chances on board, and Cucurella scored an offside goal. But what the difference between a Man City and a Chelsea or a Liverpool or an Arsenal is that when it comes to the crunch moment, they are going to take their chances. And guess what City did in that second half? It was a blitz. It was a masterclass. They are showing you they're going to take that Premier League. In fact, you know how I just said at the start that the title race has begun? I should rephrase that into the title race is over. Because what's going to happen from here on, all of you know, you can even comment down below exactly what I'm going to say right now. The goal difference right now between Arsenal and Man City is about 3. With 3 goals being the difference, guess who Man City play next week? And guess who Arsenal play next week? That game is going to decide everything. Because now the point difference between Man City and Arsenal is just 6 points. Oh, but 6 points is a big difference. No, not quite. Because when you look at what the situation in the Premier League is right now, that 6 points is going to change within a matter of weeks. First of all, when City take on Arsenal at the Etihad next week, Arsenal already shook. Being that they've already lost to Bournemouth, being that they've already gone out of the FA Cup, they've already lost to City in the EFL Cup. Now you're going to the Etihad against a City team who is willing to smack anybody in their path. I would even have made a theory that given how City are playing right now, had they played or had they progressed past Real Madrid, they would have given even Bayern a game. And that is the level that City are operating at right now. They are playing at second gear and blitzing Chelsea 3-0. They were playing at second gear and they blitzed Arsenal in the final 2-0. Liverpool was no match for them from the start. And next week, when Arsenal play City once again, we're going to see Arsenal being unfolded. They're going to be unraveled and shown to be the small club that they are. And guess who's going to do that? Manchester City. Because, like it or not, the best football team should always win the Premier League. There have been a few occasions where the best team hasn't won the league, but that's a very, very few. More often than not, it's usually the team that's played the most consistent, the best football out of all the other teams in the Premier League that wins the Premier League. Last season, Arsenal didn't win it. Liverpool did, because out of a bad bunch, Liverpool was the best. And the other 4 seasons when City have won it, City was the best in the Premier League. This season, again, it started off with a couple of months of Arsenal actually playing good football. You know, relatively, because we all know Arsenal don't know how to play good football. But the way they got the goals was creative. Wasn't just through set pieces, even though set pieces is their main go-to. They still got goals through other sources, and now we're thinking maybe Arsenal deserve it. But then there's this thing, right, where you can talk about things, you can show your different characters, but at the end of the day, who you are really comes out at the last second. And guess what happens? Every time the season slips into April, every time Arsenal need to show up, Arsenal bottle it. What happens when City need to show up? City show up. And this is not just this season. It's not been last season. It's been the 4 or 5 seasons that we have seen them two in contention for the Premier League. And it's not going to change this season. That 6 points, it's going to be swung immediately. This means City are probably going to win a domestic treble. That second half showing by City shows you exactly why it's not even a question that they're going to probably win every single game from this point on till the end of the season. And if they win every single game from here till the end of the season, especially if they can beat Arsenal by 2 goals, guys, the Premier League, it's over. The question of who wins the Premier League, well, it's no more. All we have to do is wait another 7 weeks. But if we're being realistic, all we need to do is wait till next Monday and we'll know who the Premier League champions are. Because if we're being realistic, we know that Arsenal is not going to spring a surprise. We know that City is still going to play at the level that they're going to play at. The surprise really would be if City was to get a draw, or if City was to just win by 1 goal instead of win by the 2 or the 3 that we expect them to do. And guess what they're going to do next week? They're going to win by 2 or 3 because you know that Arsenal team is already shook. And to put the icing on the cake, if Arsenal was to go out of the Champions League next week as well, on top of all that we've seen, on top of City dunking on them next week, that means Arsenal's season could be over by next week. Now, the chances are slim because because Arsenal are probably going to stay in the Champions League for at least till the semi-finals. But guys, it's just going to be it's going to be fun for the neutral. It's going to be fun for the fan who loves football, because 19 Premier League fans have enjoyed this victory today. Teams of 19 Premier League teams. We are all going to enjoy this because we know that a certain team does not play football the right way. A certain team is trying to influence a whole new wave of football that is away from anything that resembles playing football the way we like it. The way Rayan Cherki was showing today. And that team is Arsenal, which is the one team nobody wants to see win the Premier League. Which is why even if it's Oil City and all that, we don't care really. Even as a United fan, even Liverpool fans, we don't care. Because we just do not want to see Arsenal win this league, because we know what this means. It's not even just the fact that we don't like Arsenal, but it's a precedent that it sets. Because then you know that the managers that are coming up are going to see Arsenal playing a certain style of football, and everybody's just going to be influenced by that. Because guess what? Premier League champions, we should copy what the Premier League champions do. If you think that's not going to happen, look at why Pep Guardiola's football was copied. Look at why Jose Mourinho's football was copied back in the day. It's all because when a manager is successful in one way or the other, everybody is going to copy his playstyle. And with Arteta's football, it's so unique. It's a different style to what we've seen under Pep Guardiola, that if he was to get announced a success, it's not just Arsenal that he's damaging, but the future other clubs that are coming into the Premier League. Everybody is going to prioritize that style of football. We don't even need to go as far as to say that it hasn't changed, because just look at what is happening with the rest of the league. The rest of the league is doing that exact same kind of football, right? Where it's a purely physical league now. It's purely about throw-ins, set pieces, winning your first battles, first duels. This is turning into more of a primitive Premier League than anything we've seen in the last 10 years before this. And do we like it? No. But one thing we do like is teams like City. Teams like what United are trying to build. Bayern, PSG, Barca. These teams are really trying to change the whole philosophy back to what it was. Back to how football should be played. And then it doesn't help when you see people like Pep on the sidelines kind of looking down on Cherki being showboating on the side of the pitch. Because that is the essence of football. We come here, of course we want our teams to win, but the main essence of why neutral watches football, why fans of a certain club watch football, is for the entertainment aspect. And the entertainment aspect is brought in by players like Rayan Cherki. Players who just play for the love of the game. And before we leave at all this, we need to give some special credit to the Manchester City players, because that second half of Manchester City, what I saw was glimpses of what I've seen in their 4-peat season. They were calm, they were cruising. This even reminds me of the game where they beat United at Old Trafford 2-0, but that should have been a 6 or 7 or 8-0. And it felt like a 6, 7, 8-0 after the game. We have just seen a very similar performance where they did not even step out of second gear and they absolutely blitzed Chelsea. Mark GUEHI's goal, by the way, outstanding. Nico O'Reilly, another header again. He came up clutch against Arsenal, came up clutch against Real Madrid in the first game. And now he's scoring headers against Chelsea as well. Like, where does this kid stop? Because, well, he got injured, but if the injury isn't too bad, you know he's going to be starting at left back for England. And that shows you the level of output that Manchester City can get. And this, guys, if this is a bad Manchester City, we don't even want to think about what a good Manchester City could be next season. Because you know that they're going to invest in new players. Now, add an Anderson, add a Rodri back who might be fit. And suddenly we're looking at a team that might be back to what they used to be one time. Even if there's no Pep Guardiola, we know that this essence of this Manchester City team is good enough to put consistent results next season. If Arsenal continue this way, if Liverpool continues this way, if United don't really pick up the way we think we will, City are going to dominate for years and years to come. Anyways, what this tells you is next week's title race match is pretty much in City's hands. Now that it's only a 3-goal difference, all this means is if City win by 2 goals or more, they jump Arsenal on goal difference. And that means from that point on, if City win all their games, they will be crowned Premier League champions of 25-26. So comment down below, what do you guys think of this game? And I'll see you all in the next one.